Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about the popular, long-running live-action comedy show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The show has been around for approximately 18 years as of the recording of this video, and for good reason too. It's a very good show, very funny stuff, good content, and with a loyal fan base. Me included. Now I had to take a side note just to say how much I love the show. I truly enjoy the show so much. I do apologize for any rain or thunder that's going on in the background. I doubt you can hear it, but if you can, sorry about that. It's quite noisy out there. But I digress. I have to talk about how much I love the show. Personally, it's just so full of degenerate, goofy antics of what seems to be everyday people if they were unhinged and, not limited by their imagination and in their selflessness. They're very selfish characters, and it's just something about the show that I really enjoy. It's been a personal favorite of mine for a very long time, but moving back to the review of the most recent season, that being season 16, it sucks. It sucks a lot. The last few seasons have appeared to have lost some steam, though I gave them a pass. They're a great show. They've had many, many good seasons, and it's quite natural for them to falter in some degree. But this season was the worst, and I'll tell you why. I know, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, considering, as mentioned earlier, they have a very loyal fan base. Loyal like dogs, some of them being rabid. So I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but it is what it is. But hey, guys, it's me. I'm going to tell it to you straight, with or without the support of the masses. So instead of spouting generalized opinions, I'm going to go ahead into a little bit more detail as to why I think the show is starting to stink worse than an ocean-soaked rum ham.
Ah! Rum ham! No! Frick, stay in the boat! Frick, stay in the boat! Oh, rum ham! I'm sorry, rum ham! I'm sorry! Rum ham!
First and foremost, 6 episodes? Come on, man! What's up with that? The show is beloved. They have all the funding from a well-funded network like FX. They should have at least made an effort to make at least, 10 episodes. Come on. They have both the time, the money, and let's say the support as well. Yet they went ahead and let the fans down like this? All of the fans, the majority of them would have understood the season taking a little bit longer to produce if they would have went ahead and mentioned they were making more episodes, more content for the people to enjoy. I think they might have had the mentality of, hey, let's make less episodes, but increase the quality. Boy, did they fail tremendously if that was the case. But besides that, now the fans are going to have to wait a year, perhaps even more, for another season. Let's just hope that season doesn't have 6 episodes as well. The second reason, the characters suck now. We all know they made Mac officially gay in the last few seasons, and that his character is a gay guy. Fine, big whoop. But you have to understand that the fans originally loved Mac as a goofy, smart version of Charlie who's very delusional about his fighting skills, is off the walls, and has a questionable penchant for male buggery. Now this made him somewhat of a complex, silly character that everyone enjoyed to see. Now they made him totally gay, and that is his character, and nothing else. He barely mentions his appreciation for martial arts or goofiness at all, anymore. Nothing. There's no mention of that at all. Now they just have him as a gay guy, and worse yet, they have him as a gay bimbo. His intelligence has fallen dramatically this recent season to lower than that of Charlie's. It's distracting and very far from what his character used to be.
Well, listen, I don't really have any interest in your bulk 10 of low-end economy nuts, but I am finding this couch idea to be pretty interesting, and it's giving me another idea of how we could possibly inflate things a little further.
Oh, well, you can't inflate this any further because it'll pop.
Just a figure of speech.
No, trust me, I tried. I already popped 2 of them earlier today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just kept blowing and blowing and blowing. Just boom.
Okay. All right. Well, that's okay.
You really shouldn't. It's dangerous.
Good. I understand what you're saying.
Okay. I'm serious, Dennis. Don't blow this.
I'm not going to do it. I get what you're saying. It's very clear.
The characters are also a lot less raunchy and are not going overboard. One specific thing that bugged me the most was when they wanted to go look at the tits of an animatronic robot at a retired kid's fun place. Instead of just tearing the top off to look at these animatronic titties, they kind of slowly walked up to it, talked about the potential ramifications of why or why not they shouldn't do it and why they were even thinking about doing it. An older version of them would have been beating each other up and falling to the ground and wrestling each other to be the first one to tear that off. And it was comedic, it was over the top, it would have been silly. We know it's a silly thing to do. You don't have to talk about it. You ruin the joke. It's like ruining the joke by explaining the joke as to why it's funny. Just do it. Ironically, the message of that episode is that things have gotten too PC, too padded, too safe for children, etc. Yet at the same time, they themselves are becoming too padded, too safe. They're not raunchy anymore, and It's just ridiculous, you know? What was the whole point of that episode if not to contradict itself? Another thing about the characters is the gross and absolute neglectful misuse of Dee's character. I know she's made out to be funny, just as funny as raunchy as the guys and the rest of the cast, and we appreciate that, of course. That's something we totally enjoy. However, that doesn't mean we can't enjoy a more detailed, fleshed-out version of her character as well. Dennis had a whole episode. Hell, Charlie had a whole season in Ireland about his father. Frank is just awesome. We don't need to know too much of his background. We get it throughout the seasons. And Mac had a whole episode about how gay he was and how he turned out gay. It was a very nice, well-written, awesome episode, to be honest. One of the best in the entire seasons. But Dee gets nothing. Sure, she has some Dee-centric episodes here and there, but they're from the earlier seasons where it was nothing but comedy. No fleshed outness, nothing like that, no detail to her life or anything like that. Just more and more of the funny stuff we know about her. And she's just criminally underused, and it is such a shame. Now, there is an episode in season 16 where the gang goes bowling, which is somewhat of a social commentary on the appreciation of women's sports in America or in general, but that's not the point at all. I'm mainly concerned with how it was a very good focus on Dee until it was totally thrown out the window in lieu of the stupid shenanigans done by Dennis and the guys. Now, I totally would have excused that if it was funny and very entertaining, but it wasn't. So they totally just wasted an opportunity to flesh out Dee's character in order to make, I don't know, fart jokes or things that are totally low par. It's just a shame they don't use their characters appropriately. And it's interesting because although I'm kind of not enjoying season 16, I'm critiquing it negatively, there are some aspects of the season that are good. And weirdly enough, there are those small moments where Dee is involved. The episode where they get cursed, I don't know the exact number of episode, but the gang gets cursed. They have to deal with getting in trouble with people. And every time she was on screen in that particular episode, I laughed. Every single other person, I was just like, oh, that's goofy, oh, that's silly. But with her character, I genuinely laughed out loud. Such a shame. Oh, and a side note, all the secondary or side reoccurring female characters of that bowling episode did a really good job. They felt like, even though a lot of time has passed, they felt like the same characters all those years ago, and they all did a really good job. Most of the laughs actually came from them, so just good stuff overall. Another thing that doesn't necessarily make the show or season stink so much, it's something I kind of advocate for to some degree. The gang, the characters, they don't drink nearly as much. In the earlier seasons, they always had a beer bottle in hand. They always had a drink. They always were hiding a little bit of wine in a can of Coke. That's fine. You know, I understand that. You don't want to advertise or kind of, you know, their audience base is very young, so you don't want them to talk about drinking or actually drinking, binge drinking. Don't binge drink, guys. Don't drink a lot of alcohol. Really moderate yourselves. Only drink on occasion, but you do you. Overall, it's just general health advice, don't drink too much. That could be a reason why they shifted that direction, but it's weird that they completely stopped drinking this entire season, haven't addressed it at all. I don't know, just a little bit weird to me. And so that's what makes this season suck so bad. The characters have changed for the worse. The jokes are not as funny or wild or raunchy as they used to be. Criminal underutilization of Dee's character. And only 6 episodes? What a letdown to the fans. Now, I'm not saying the entire show sucks. In fact, far from it. The majority of the show, the bulk of the seasons in this series are very funny, very entertaining. I recommend you check it out if you haven't. You will have a good time. It's almost a guarantee. There are some people I know personally who don't enjoy it that much, but the bulk of the people I do know who watch it absolutely love it. And there's a high likelihood you will too, so go ahead and check it out. It's quite funny. I guess the whole point of this video is to reveal how this season and the last few have started to falter in quality. I can confidently say that I'm no longer looking forward to newer seasons, and I'm expecting them to drop in quality more and more as time goes on. The writers and directors of the show, who are also the actors as well, have stated in interviews and on their podcasts that they will continue the show and series for as long as they live. Now that's all nice and dandy, but it's much better to burn a bright, beautiful flame than to slowly fade away. I think the seasons will fade away in quality until there's no more demand or until the characters, unfortunately and naturally, pass away. Naturally, of course. Now, this is somewhat of a quick, unscripted, semi-scripted review, which is something that caught me personally, considering how much I enjoyed the show and how much I love it. I really loved this show so much, so to see it go down in quality so dramatically, especially with this season, the episode count and all the reasons I've listed, it's a bit of a shame. I do appreciate you guys watching. If you disagree with me, and I'm sure you do, please let me know in the comments. Like the video if you did, dislike it if you didn't, share it with friends, subscribe for more content. I'll be sure to put some more out, and I do apologize in the inconsistency and the lack of uploading as often as I can. I am quite busy with work and teaching myself skills to acquire more work of some kind. It's not fair to you guys. You guys are awesome. I enjoy making people smile and making them laugh, even if it's just when they're making a joke on a film review or one of my more goofier videos. You guys are absolutely awesome. I'm going to make it a total effort to make a video once a month. That's a guarantee. I might make 2, that's better, or 3, You know, whether or not it's 2 reviews and a silly video, but for the most part, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to babble on any longer. I do appreciate you guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.